guests as well as online guests tuning in. We are going to call the meeting to order at 3:03 p.m. And I have gone to our secretary and parliamentarian to state that we do have quorum right now, and I'm sure we'll have more friends join us as the rain, I know, has been impacting travel, and just it's a little bit grudgingly, rainy outside. So walking over, and I hope people can make it in. So Jessica did send out the minutes from last month. Hopefully you've had a chance to review them. Are there any edits or questions, comments from last month's meeting minutes? All right, seeing none. Who would like to approve the January meeting minutes? Awesome. Senator Bellon, thank you. And second, Senator Epps, thank you. All right, all in favor, say aye. All opposed, say no. Wonderful. The ayes have it. So going into today, I'm going to share my updates with y'all. Happy Carolina Day. Yeah, so I was able to go to the Alumni Center this morning. Was anyone else there? I know I saw a few friends. Yep. I know Terrence was there as well. He's probably actually still at the State House lobby, which is incredible. But this is a huge day for our institution as well as all the other system campuses. And we really do ask that if you want to share your story or impact, you can make a post. We can send the photo out of even Staff Senate. If you want to make a post after today, we'll take a big group picture at the end that we can put in the teams. But that way you can share how USC has impacted you. And if you are an alum, you can do different hashtags. But USC Impact is the hashtag in general, and that you can put on any feed. But I also included USC staff if we want to highlight, right, the staff experience. So would love for that to be something that you contribute to today if you feel moved. It's just wonderful to see the campuses come together and just the lobbying that's happening right now at the State House for USC and for our campuses. As we know, and well, actually, is that my next? No, not my next one. I'll talk about in the collaboration, the provost retreat. How many of you all went to the provost retreat? Yeah, a lot of you. Thank you for going, but there was a lot of information shared there that was a little bit, eye-opening, and sometimes it might be something that you're just readily knowledgeable about in the work that you do, but I think just the state of higher education and the impact is so important. That's so important for our prospective families, students, and staff that want to work here, but then the impact that I can actually make. So really wanting to hone in on that and just share that, to share your story is everything. And so we'll continue to do that. And actually something we can do more of, especially with our staff senators in the room. All right, I want to celebrate. Y'all, we got our awards accepted. Yeah. This is huge. So working with our small work group, so thank you to Ashley Dantzler, to Chris Burkett, and then the 3 vice presidents that sat on the smaller work committee. We proposed these following awards. I'm gonna say 3, 6, 9, I think there's 11 or 12 awards that are going to then now be embedded in the institution. This is going to be something of higher value, right? It's bought in. It's something that the president wanted to dedicate. So it's no longer going to live with us as Staff Senate, and it is now immersed into the institution. This is incredible. And the president and the cabinet reviewed and approved the proposal. So there's more details about what these awards mean. But it is for our full-time research grant or time-limited positions for anyone at the USC Columbia, our staff members in the School of Medicine, Columbia and Greenville. And each winner will receive a plaque, $3,000 cash award, as well as just recognition at a staff awards ceremony. And so we are so excited about this. It is now going to be at this moment, and I'm working with Carolina Gardy on this. It's going to live with HR for now as the hub. And then it's going to probably be something that is going to be then getting constituents. So having Staff Senate representation, right, to review the award nominees and then who gets selected as winners every year. So I know our body will be a part of it, but it is no longer something that we have to stress about nor really push for, right? So we really thank the predecessors in Staff Senate that had the vision of staff awards. It is now something official. The ceremony itself We do not know. It's TBD on the timing because they do want to include the state years of service into this ceremony as well. So we're going to figure out how that goes. But I know a few of you in here had questions about different types of award. Senator Watts, I was thinking of you with the Community Impact Award. So we did think really landscape here, or the bigger landscape of what's kind of happening. But Rising Star is really for that first 1 to 5 years in the career that they have, and it could be, and we'll figure out the interpretation of that, but first 1 to 5 years. Legacy of Excellence is 15 plus years. And that was after pulling data, looking at staff, or about the number of years that staff stay at the institution. But the commitment to people, there was a decision, is it excellence in leadership? And then, we, especially as staff, know that leadership and impact doesn't mean you have to have a position. It's not positional. So commitment to people is where we came with that as well, of whether it's teams or serving a greater unit. But there's so much involved in that, and I'll keep you updated on the next steps. But that did get approved or like kind of early mid-January. And so now it's just next steps of having it play out. So we're just so excited that this is here and that we have it. I've been like itching to share this with y'all. Same with, I know, Ashley and Chris, but we're just so excited for this accomplishment. Collaborate. So thank you to the Community Projects Committee, and I know the committee will probably share more, but thank you guys for volunteering at the road cleanup. Friday was really successful as a day, so that was great. The Provost Retreat highlights. So they did discuss the navigating of different executive orders, right? We're thinking of the research grant positions. That's been big on my mind for our time-limited research grant staff positions that might be impacted by NIH grants or other grants at this institution. So I know our VP of research, and there's other VPs with the president. He made very short remarks on this, but they are continuously, day by day, figuring out the impact that's happening from a federal level and how that comes down on higher education. Another big highlight that I wanted to share with you, if you weren't in attendance, was about the enrollment trends. And it's going to be really interesting to see how institutions in higher ed navigate the enrollment cliff, right, of students that are able to attend college in the coming years, as well as being able to share, right, this all ties back to the USC impact, how our campus should be the campus of choice for students, not only in our state of South Carolina, but then the external that come. So really focusing on the admitted students and career outcomes that come from students coming to higher education. And we know that we are here because of the students. And so really important that they highlighted that. If you haven't looked through the big slide deck, it had even all the extra breakout presentation PowerPoints in that. It's a very big PDF. There's a lot of information in there, but really encourage y'all to share that with your teams, like continue passing it on or sharing that with your constituents. Like, hey, there was a provost retreat. There's information in here. Because again, sometimes information doesn't flow top down in a way, but you're an opportunity area to share information out with the greater community. And then March 11th, we have confirmed President Fastides is going to be joining us. And with that, we have to have RSVPs. So that does include yourself to just make sure who's in the room, as well as questions. We did collect your questions in December when we thought he was coming in January. And so we know that there's a lot that has been going on from January to right now, or December to right now, in the world, in higher education, in just USC world. So if you have additional questions, we're going to redo that RSVP for March meeting, and then please ask the questions in the question box. And feel free if you want to just ask the similar question, but we do have those prior questions that we're going to embed in. So please know if you did ask a prior question, we still have that on our list to share with the president, because he's going to be formulating what he shares with you all based off the questions that he gets from us. Do you guys have any questions on this? A lot of good things happening. Okay, another thing, excited to share, and the subcommittee with Ashley's Greater Staff Appreciation Committee, we have our entertainment subcommittee, and wanted to share that we have a design contest that's going to be going out. And I wanted to elevate this just to my remarks, and then the subcommittee and committee, please share more, but wanted to say that it is live today. And I put Monday because we weren't sure about the thing, but Tom has worked magic. And so it actually is live today. And we're going to be taking, so if you have colleagues that are creative, that are innovative, that want to, produce a design that we can put on a potential t-shirt to give out, or rally tells, we're still debating that as an entertainment subcommittee, but it's going to be really wonderful. We can create a poster, we can do all different types of things. We basically did a lovely adaptation of the holiday card contest that the university does. And we were like, yes, we want to do that with Staff Senate. So then every year we can have a staff member share their artistic expression based off the theme. And for this year, we can focus on unity and connection. Just for Staff Senate is all about that for our Appreciation Day. And then in coming years, we can have different themes as well. But that's really what it's going to be. Tom.
It's on test right now. I didn't.
Oh, just kidding. It's on test.
Yeah, the submission form.
But very good.
It could be live in the next day or so.
Perfect. Even before what I said. So it's on test mode. So the website will be live soon. Hopefully by the end of this week, we'll say the latest then by Monday as we work out stuff. So the timeline works. But as you all think, please share this with your constituents. Please get people excited and share of as well the art, like the save the date, right? That we'll be able to share after again, or communications team. I'll also lean on you if you have a different save the date you want to put out there. But we have this design contest, and it's just a different way to tap into the talent we have at the institution, but share the love for what we do in our work. All right. So beginning of this fall, we talked about women's leadership and had people, if you're interested, what we came to learn with our advisors with Staff Senate, or our guides, right, our affiliate, or I'm sorry, ex officio members, is that the Provost Advisory Council for Women's Initiatives has been in a lull. And so they really had to really pick back up. And now there is a work group on a different, or like a higher level at the institution that's coming together to really re-envision what is women's leadership at USC. And Staff Senate has been invited to the table. I know Julia Bellon represents Staff Senate. I'll represent a little bit when I'm able to plug in, but then eventually we're going to bring that back to the body to actually truly have a work group focused on this. So wanted to share that with you all. It's been in a state of flux for a minute as we had Mary Alexander leave the institution, and that was her baby. And so now bringing it back. But what I did confirm is that there is still going to be a Women's Leadership Institute Professional Development Day that we normally have every year on April 30th. And the RSVP for that free, is it still free? The free experience is going to be, thank you. Free experience is going to be on April 1st. At 8 a.m. They typically make it live. It is. Oh yeah, you have to sign up really fast. And so if you're willing, if you want to be a part of this, it's a wonderful experience, but wanted to share that. So 8 a.m. on April 1st is when the RSVP goes out. All are welcome to participate, but wanted to just make sure we pass this message along that we do have a work group working on it. If there's anyone in here, or any colleagues or constituents that have asked about it. The engagement survey, we thank you for giving us the theme topics. I was able actually to present the different topics that we hope could be in the survey to the committee. And they did take what we provided. They were actually really grateful that we were able to collect and then disseminate that information to them. And so there's going to be questions, right, about career growth and bigger trajectories, as well as feedback and things that matter in the staff experience. So really appreciate you guys for giving that feedback to our policy and wellbeing team when they asked for that. Health and wellness. So this is where today, so after this slide, we are going to pass it to our individuals that are candidates, nominees for each role for exec. But before we do that, I wanted to invite Senator, and on behalf of, I want to say the PD committee, to invite Senator Alisa Liggett forward, where she's going to help us just take about 5 to 10 minutes as a group. And for those online, you'll be able to see her right here and here. But we're going to learn how to just de-stress, be more mindful, especially at work. I would say from the beginning of this year with the sick season, I know that's been taking over a lot of families, a lot of colleagues, just life things that are happening. We always have to remember to give grace, always be kind because you never know what someone's facing or navigating, but really also figure out how to be mindful and where we're at. And we're at work for at least a quarter of our lives. So that's a lot. And so tapping into Alisa to help share some tips and tricks that we can do to de-stress in our workspaces, wherever that might be, and how it can help you in the long run as well. So I'm going to pass it to Alisa, and then we'll get into nominees afterwards. Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you. The first thing I want you to do is kind of freeze and notice how you are sitting. It's probably something that's a pretty natural way that you sit. Anybody go home and your back is aching? Fancies. So one of the easiest things you can do for yourself is to sit well. So in your wellness, scoot your bottom back so that your sacrum is against the back of your seat. And this is when you drive, this is when you're other places. And lean back, snuggle in a little bit. And now come forward. So the weight is actually on the bones of your butt. Your feet are right underneath. So your knee bone should be in the front of your ankle. Now, I'm going to ask you to scoot back. So we're going to be moving a little bit. And the fact that we have a desk in front of us, I think if along the back, you want the most room, because what we want to be able to do is have room to forward fold. So wherever you feel, yeah, maybe this side turns this way, yes. And as Megan is doing, yes. But the most important thing too is you're sitting well. Let's roll your shoulders back. Roll them forward. This is the other important part as we look at our keyboards and the way that we sit normally. We're like this, or we're driving. And so we want to be able to open through here too. So we're going to do that. But first, we're going to center. So you can place your hands here. You can place them wherever you feel comfortable. Let your neck just move around a little bit so that it's comfortable sitting right on top. Now, here's a weird thing. Try to grow the top of your head toward the ceiling just an inch or two by extending. We really have a lot more room than we think. Extend, and now on your exhale, just settle back to where you were. You can keep your eyes open or closed. If they are open, I invite you just to gaze down at the ground. Notice the carpet, kind of get lost so that you're not thinking about what the other kind of optical cues are. And just check in. Check into how you're feeling. Check into thinking only about how you're feeling. And resist just for these 5 or 10 minutes other ideas that come into our head. If you need to visualize walking toward the door, dropping off that list, that thing, and coming back to your seat, sometimes that can be helpful. Now deepen your breath. And as we deepen our inhales, notice the length. So is it 4 counts, 5 counts, whatever feels right to you? Try to match your exhale to the same amount. Do this for 3 to 5 more breaths. If you're comfortable there, try to extend the length by 1 count on both your inhale and exhale. Notice your body moving, your whole torso, including your belly, expanding. Even thinking about the image of a baby breathing. Their belly extends on the inhale, full of air. And exhaling, just release. Your next exhale, it doesn't have to be right when I say, take your chin down to your chest and just stretch your neck where a lot of us hold some tension. Sometimes we can even imagine on the inhale, expanding the space in that area that feels tight. And on the exhale, releasing some of that tension. You can do this for 3 or 4 minutes. You can do this at a stoplight. Whenever you find your next inhale, bring your neck back up to center. And exhale your right ear towards your right shoulder. Breathing deeply, keeping the 5 count or the 4 count. Just noticing the coolness of the air when it comes into your nose. And when it's warmer, exiting, just being in touch with your body. On your next exhale, bring your head back up to center. Take your chin to your chest one more time. Up on inhale. And exhale your left ear towards your left shoulder. Again, it's your preference whether your eyes are open or closed. Thoughts have creeped in, just let your mind focus on your breath. On your next inhale, bring your head back up to center. Exhale your chin to your chest, and this time we're just going to roll. So almost like you're taking your right cheekbone towards your collarbone, and then roll your right ear to your right shoulder. And then exhale, take it back down, chin to chest. Inhale, left cheekbone to left collarbone and all the way up. You're going to hurt in different ways on different spots. Exhale, back down, into chest. Inhale, back up. There are a lot of spaces here. So when you're doing this at your desk, find the one that really is that spot that needs the work. And spend your time there. Just move around, listen to your body, and give attention where it's needed. On the next inhale, so if your eyes are closed, feel free to blink them open. We're going to inhale, reach out as if you could extend your arms and bring them all the way up. Reach up even higher so that you feel it in your side body. So all along here. And then pull your shoulder blades together just a little bit. Exhale and bring your shoulder blades together. So bringing your elbows down towards your body, opening up your chest. If you can, reach behind your chair. Option 2 is just here. This, no matter where you are, is great. Now there's a difference between this So my pelvis went like this, and now my back is like, "Ugh." Tuck your pelvis in, shoulder blades are back. Opening your chest just by doing this on the inside of the back of your chair. Wonderful. If you can reach all the way back and extend, these are a little bit high, so it's a little harder. But the benefits are right here. Keeping this, check that your feet are right underneath, your heels are underneath the back of your knee. Exhale and fold forward. Let your neck be soft. Tuck your chin in towards your chest so that the top of your head is pointing closer to the ground, if that's possible. If not, that's okay, because what are we focused on? Our lower back. So now drop your arms forward. So you're adding weight, helping your back stretch. You can nod no, nod yes. Open your jaw because nobody can see you. Move your bottom jaw around so you hold a lot of stress there too. And whenever you're ready, roll back up. We're going to do one more thing for our hips. Everybody's hair is fluffy. Take your right heel, if you can, and place it on top of your knee. This is part one. If this feels good and it's opening up your hip, grand, we're there. If you feel like you can lean forward and put a little bit more weight, and that opens it up even better, okay, totally senator's choice. Once again, other leg. And this combats what happens when we're sitting all day and our hips close. Option one, happy, happy, happy. Option two, if you've got space today, lean forward. We're not pressing. We're just letting our body weight be there. Take your good seat once again, so you may have space to lean back one more time. Hands comfortable. Roll your shoulders back. Close your eyes or set your gaze. 4 more deep breaths at your own pace, whether it was a 4 count, 5 count, 6 count, evenly on the in and the out. And as you're ready, if your eyes are closed, slowly blink them open. And notice how you feel. Decide if you want to feel this way again. We think of this as a treat. No, my friends, this is part of your health. This can be part of your beginning, midday, and end. So I invite you to do that. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Anyone interested in becoming a certified yoga teacher?
Thank you, Senator Liggett. And thank you to the Professional Development Committee for asking her to tap into that. And these, right, even sitting there, it takes a minute to calm your mind. But how did y'all feel? Right? Yeah, right? Take a moment just to be. Yeah. And I think in our work, in our lives, things are very rushed, right? We compartmentalize a lot. We're not as present. And so even if it's just something you can practice in the workday to help you maintain your mindfulness and your presence, and even just helping colleagues that might seem pretty stressed in today's world and what they're doing, have them taking a moment and helping pass these tips along. So thank you again. That was wonderful. All right, so we are going to move into our nominees coming up and sharing why they would like to pursue the positions that they're in. And so I'm going to present the nominee slate to you all for Vice President, Treasurer, Secretary, and Parliamentarian. And so if you can, for those that are tuning in online, we have a couple senators that are also tuning in online, would love to hear you, but also our guests, just come up here and a little brief, it can be brief. I don't want to induce the stress as well with this, but would love you to share your why for pursuing that position, and how you would see yourself in the role and contributing to the greater body. So we'll start with Vice President, but Cami Reid, come on up.
Did not plan to be this calm for this, so thank you, Lisa. Very nice. I feel so good. Good afternoon, everyone. Like she said, my name is Cami Reid, and I am running for the role of Vice President for the USC Staff Senate. I'm running mostly because at this point, I feel very confident in where I am professionally and personally, that I can dedicate the time and effort needed to this role, knowing that it will lead to 2 additional roles for 3 years, in a way that not only USC staff and you all deserve, but as the executive committee deserves as well. With the 2 years of experience I have on the staff policy and well-being committee, I am well equipped to address the challenges that are probably going to continue to be central to Staff Senate's mission and goals. As co-chair of this committee, I've initiated meaningful collaborations with other committees within Staff Senate, Faculty Senate, and our counterparts over there, as well as key executives such as the Vice President for Human Resources, Carolina Gardy, Director of Employee Wellbeing, Amanda Castles, and Staff Ombuds, Robin Peace. I hope to continue these relationships, to strengthen them, and to leverage them to be an advocate who is firm, but personable, and always working with integrity for staff needs and staff voices. For you all as a general body, I have experience in managing multiple committees in my day job, so I hope to continue that as Vice President, as a liaison to all the committees we have in here, making sure that your constituents' voices are being heard to you and your voices are being transferred to the executive committee. I want to make sure that Staff Senate and the kind of microcosm and the executive committee is a place where everyone feels that they can have inclusive collaboration and mutual respect, because I feel like that is what makes the Staff Senate and staff in general so incredibly important to the backbone of University of South Carolina. I'm prepared to be a dependable second command to former or future President Burkett, and a flexible member of the executive committee, as well as be there for all of you who will be returning and those who will be here next year who I've not met yet. With my skills, experience, and passion for serving USC staff, I'm really excited and hope to be able to transfer that into this role and to make you all proud if you choose to elect me. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Well, Andrea, come on up.
This one's really bad if I'm actually coming up here to speak, volunteering for that. But I'm going to try my best to say this right. All right. My name is Andrea Avant, and I'm running for treasurer. I wanted to run for executive office for many reasons. I have enjoyed the past 2 years serving on Staff Senate, and I wanted to continue serving the university and the staff that you and I both love. I spent this last year as co-chair of the membership committee with Catherine Kennard, and we were able to, with the committee, help clarify for senators who their constituents were. And we also updated the Staff Senate election system. So we hope that elections will run smoother in the future for the committee and for staff. My experience at the university as an executive assistant for VP for Enrollment Management has given me opportunities to work in a lot of different systems, in a lot of different roles, with a lot of different roles. I have experience with different software, campus departments, and I've worked with budgets, travels, expenses, reports, purchasing and procurement, financial reporting of 7 different offices within enrollment management. I believe that I am well equipped to serve in this role, and I'm very eager, and I hope I can count on you all for your vote.
Hello, Amanda. Legally it's Amanda. We don't talk about the first day. So, Amanda, I'm running for treasurer. I currently serve as a business operations specialist within the College of Education. And so I do a lot of the financy things is the best way that I can kind of describe it. So, some of the things that my actual job requires me to do is expense reports, travel, payment requests, POs, HR actions, deposits, AP uploads, budgeting, and reporting. So all of that's kind of my world that I live in. I have something to do with approximately 63 accounts for the College of Ed that totals a budget of around $29 million. There are 13 of those that I exclusively do at least some aspect of budgeting and reporting for. And so that's around $5.7 million. For 4 of those accounts, I take it from literally the beginning all the way to the very end of the fiscal year. And so that's all HR actions, all expenses that go in and out, everything like that. I also serve as the P-card liaison for the College of Ed. So focusing in compliance and things like that. So that's kind of my world that I live in. There's lots of accounts that I work with, and I know that a lot of times compliance in each account is kind of important to look at. I know we have 3. The ones that I focus on right now in my current job is A funds, D funds, E funds, G funds, H funds, L funds, and N funds. So that's my world job-wise. I just really like being involved. I've always been an involved kid. Even whenever I was in school, I was always on a leadership team, and it was always stuff that I enjoy doing. Whether or not I get elected this go round, next go round, no go round, I just really like the opportunity to be involved. I'm really excited about the opportunity to potentially learn Anaplan. That's the only system I haven't worked with. So yeah, I'd appreciate your vote.
Now we're moving into the secretary.
Afternoon, everybody. My name is Catherine Kennard, and I am running for the position of secretary. My current job duties that I have as a program coordinator in the College of Pharmacy, now involves scheduling staff meetings, agendas, the minutes to those meetings. And I'm also the co-chair of the membership committee with Andrea. And as she stated, we've updated the election systems and also clarifying who our constituents are. Both of those have prepared me for this current role. I'm a collaborator. I'm dependable and also effective communicator that provides information timely to my constituents. And I'm definitely eager to continue with Staff Senate and the success of Staff Senate. And I would appreciate you guys' vote today to continue the work as we advocate for staff across the university. So I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michaela Taylor, and I'm running for Staff Senate Secretary position. Effective communication is really the heart of a secretary's role. And as an experienced communicator myself, I believe I am well suited for this position. I've been the co-chair of the Communications Committee on Staff Senate for the last 2 years, and we've made great progress to strengthen communication to all university staff. One of these things we've done is the creation creation of a monthly staff senate recap email that is shared out and shares out important updates, events, and information to staff across the university. Just one of the things, we've done a lot more than that too, but wanted to highlight that. If elected, I will continue to prioritize clear and timely communication, maintain organized records, and work diligently to support all staff at the University of South Carolina. Thank you.
And last but not least, we'll have our parliamentarian nominee, Jessica McCord.
Hi, everyone. Jessica McCormick. I am the Director of Strategic Initiatives at the College of Nursing. With over 18 years of experience in higher ed and a commitment to fostering effective governance, I'm well suited for the role of parliamentarian. Currently in my role at the college, I guide and mentor staff on best practices for supporting meetings, work with senior leadership, ensuring procedural clarity, and upholding our organizational policies. Last summer, I actually developed a comprehensive meeting plan and a Robert's Rules of Order cheat sheet to assist our employees in conducting effective meetings across our 2 locations. My experience in policy interpretation, governance, and procedures makes me an ideal candidate to serve as Staff Senate's parliamentarian. Thank you.
Next steps will be that Jessica will send out information about the system and to log in. And so what you all as senators, you're the only voting entities for these positions for exec. So you will go into the system and you will then vote on the candidates that we have here for each position. And then by the next meeting, once we have confirmed the votes as well as talked with the individuals selected and making sure they're confirmed with the commitment, we will then produce that slate and share that slate with you all with Chris leading that. And Chris will share at the next meeting as well his vision and hope for the upcoming year with that new executive committee slate. So thank you all again. That was very brave. And I know it takes a lot to come up into the body and speak to everyone. It just takes time to get used to being upfront, but I do applaud your courage to be able to speak. And I think it is just such a wonderful step to show your leadership of wanting to take the commitment forward into the executive committee. So thank you. All right. And now we'll just go through our regular committee updates. And it can be minimal, it can be however long you need, but just to share what's going on in your world. So we'll start with our membership group.
We don't have much to update you guys. Of course, the general election is coming up, so you guys will be getting more information about that.
We also have like a printout that you can share with your people about Staff Senate. Michaela updated when the election opens and everything. So if there's somewhere you can post something to maybe stir up some interest in people running for Staff Senate in your area. That's it. We're just working on the next election.
Yes.
And just as a reminder, it's going to be a very, very fresh body that's going to be elected this new season. Some of you, hopefully, if you hadn't done 2 terms in a row, you will be here again if you are interested in running, but we have over, I want to say 35 seats. And also pending our executive committee as well. So those seats, if people move into those roles. So it's going to be a large new body. So please, especially if you are not considering moving forward for another election cycle yourself, if you're eligible, tap people and talk with people that would be great in serving in the role and representing your constituency. We want to continue to pay it forward and get people that are motivated and want to be engaged. All right, communications.
Not trying to brag, but communications is on our last goal of this year set by our charter. So, just saying, we're doing good. The biggest thing we've set and scheduled, that came about in orientation, last summer is to create a staff history video, with Angela Wright and Lena Holt, giving the history like they've done in pretty much all of our orientations as well. So we have that on the books. Thankfully, my office in Central Communications is going to film and edit it for us. So very thankful to them, but we did questions and kind of how we want that video to go. So it's scheduled, for our first week in March with a hopeful deadline of end of March, to post and share that on the website. So excited, to listen to their YAP session, as I'm calling it, and share the history of Staff Senate. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll do like a premiere in the April meeting.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're excited. That's about it.
Thank you. All right. Policy and well-being.
So most of our initiatives are ongoing. As far as expanding tuition assistance, we have found that the USC HR policy and state code of laws has been brought up before as far as applying tuition assistance to non-credit bearing programs, albeit vaguely, but that's what the decision has been before in 2021. We have been pointed towards data camp. If you haven't read your emails about that, it's kind of like a skills-based, technical skills, professional development available online. But if we would want to move forward, we know that we would need some data that would show that employees are interested in this and that employees who are able to receive additional certifications and trainings would probably, increase employee satisfaction and retention. So we are looking at if there are ways to get that information to move forward or other ways to help staff develop professionally. We are also working on the email access for research employees after employment ends, talking to Vice President Gardy. He thinks this is very doable. The AVP is a little concerned about making sure that if we do extend access or we create a process so that employees who are no longer really working here but do still need access to their email account for research purposes and communication and publication purposes, the AVP does want to make sure that's not overused. And so we're kind of talking about just how that would look from college to college. So we reached out to our counterparts in faculty senate because we imagine they may have a lot of similar concerns. So they'll be bringing up at their next meeting to see what it's like from academic college to academic college, because some colleges may kind of have a system already in place. Some colleges had a system in place and got their hands slapped. So we're just seeing what's going on and moving from there to see what we can do to make that happen.
All right, last two to kind of round it out. We've been researching research grant positions and kind of what their grievances are or are not. At the end of the day, Carolina Gardy has let us know that by citing HR policy and the SE Code of Laws that technically there are no grievance rights, but we've heard kind of a mixed bag of things. So we're going to have Molly Perano be at our next meeting, which I believe is the 18th. So it's coming up quick, and kind of get some clarity from her perspective from the Title IX office. The last one we have is the engagement survey, which I think you mentioned earlier. So appreciate everybody's help as far as nailing down the subject matter. And this should be coming mid-March to FTEs. So just wanted to put that out there. All right. Any questions? All right, thank y'all.
All right. Next one, PD committee.
Hey, everybody. So just double thanks to Alyssa for coming and doing that for us today. That was lovely. I very much needed a breath today, so I appreciate you. We are hosting our second meetup for senators, directly after the meeting today at Thirsty Fellow. So we wanted to just kind of extend the opportunity because there was a few people who didn't get to go or wish they could go last time. So feel free to stop by for a drink or a nap today. It's a casual affair. So swing by. Art will be there around 4:30. So we've moved our employee health and well-being PD opportunity to April. So Amanda Castles will be here joining us on April 8th for the general body meeting to present. We needed to have space for our president to come talk to us. So, and our next meeting will be next week, Wednesday, February 19th at 2:30 p.m.
All right, community projects.
Our picture from our last cleanup from the Community Projects Committee. We picked up 34 bags of trash during our last Friday cleanup. So, or 34 pounds, I say pounds or bags.
Bags, you're good, but pounds, yeah.
34 pounds of trash. So that was with 10 volunteers and just our lunch hour time frame, so a little less than an hour. So it was a great day. Thank you guys for coming out. We really appreciate it. The next dates will be Saturday, August 16th. Oh, wait, no, Saturday, May 17th is the next one from 9:30 to 10:30. And then Saturday, August 16th from 9:30 to 10:30. And Friday, November 14th, that'll be another lunch work hour, 12:30 to 1:30 cleanup time.
What was the last date? Sorry.
Friday, November 14th from 12:30 to 1:30. And then we are working on just something that each month that everyone can volunteer for. So in March, we are working on some dates where we can have a few volunteer opportunities for anyone interested in joining Cocky's Reading Express at the elementary school that they'll be going to. Right now, we're looking at 3 dates in late March, and that will be a limited amount of volunteers, so 3 to 4 for each date. It will be during a work day, so we'll be going to a school in the morning around 8 a.m. And those will be all local Columbia or West Columbia elementary schools. So that would be a fun opportunity if anyone wants to get out and get a chance to read to some elementary kids and see what Cocky's Reading Express is all about and what they're doing. And then in April, we are hoping to set a date to turn in our can tabs. So keep on collecting those. We're hoping to actually turn them in at Ronald McDonald House and also set up a time to prepare or buy a meal for a family that is staying at the house. So that's a volunteer option as well. So that would be something where we would meet at the Ronald McDonald House around 5 p.m. to either prepare it or buy it. We'll work as a committee to determine, but we want to get an idea of what people would be interested in doing. Sorry, I'm getting over the flu, but my voice is still a little rough, so I apologize. And then in May, we are working on a date to volunteer in our Sustainable Carolina Garden. So for any of you gardeners who like to dig in the dirt and get a little bit dirty, we're going to set up a date in May. We might look at it as a lunch break time frame for everybody. Hopefully we'll have a good weather day to get out and volunteer in that Sustainable Carolina Garden. So those are our dates. Thank you.
All right, bylaws. Nothing to report. Well, actually, you might next time, because staff awards and recognition committee could be now dwindled down to either staff recognition committee or staff appreciation committee. Yeah. Actually.
The Staff Awards and Recognition Committee met, and we delegated subcommittees the last time our committee met. So by now, all subcommittees should have met or plan to meet soon. We are working hard and diligently to get things done, order, schedule, to have a successful staff appreciation day on May 22nd. Again, Brian has worked hard to get this, Brian and his subcommittee work hard to get the USC Appreciation Day design t-shirt contest up and running. So look for that soon. Me, Janae, Chris and Megan met with Aramark on Monday to try to get some more ideas as far as food options. So they should be sending us some options that we can decide. If that's something that you guys would like, I don't know the timeline. Well, we do have a timeline. So if you want to see the options, I'm more than willing to share that with maybe even each subgroup. And then as you guys meet, they can share just to look at the different options from what we had last year. Just looking, we based it off the survey that we had last year to try to get some more options for food and to try to figure out how we could better serve staff on that day. So we're working on that with Aramark. They were really helpful. Also, Ryan Gross joined the meeting as well, and he's being very helpful with us as far as the logistics of the location and all of that. We will have Pelicans again. They're going to work with us on that. That is about it. And our next committee meeting will be February 18th.
Thank you. Oh, and I meant to show that as well. All right, Scholarship and Fundraising Committee, Michelle.
All right, in the words of Ross Geller, we are going to pivot. The golf tournament, we are going to shelf that idea for right now. We will collect what we've collected, or we'll gather and write down and forward what we collected for the next staff senate, if that's what they would choose to do to raise funds. But there's expense on the front side that might not equal reward on the back side. So we are going to do, we've talked to Ashley, and we are going to do a silent auction with Staff Appreciation Day. So if you know any companies that would like to contribute, or if you're friends with the company owner and they might contribute something we can pair it up with something to make it like a basket idea, or if it's a big item, hotel stay, whatnot, then we certainly appreciate anything anybody can help with. We also have discussed doing a walk on with outsiders, people outside the university, or staff or faculty could pay a small fee and tour parts of campus or places on campus to learn the history of some buildings or that kind of thing. So that's where we are. And give. And we do intend to send some stuff out for gift for Garnet. I can't remember the date right off the top of my head, but anyway, we're going to try to push that and for a gift for Garnet, so we can get more eyes on the Staff Senate Fund. Thank you.
Yeah. Do we know when Give for Garnet is? March 26th and 27th. So that'll be a big push as well with our constituents for Staff Senate. Obviously, if you have areas that you work at the university, that also really works with Give for Garnet, but that'll be a big push on our end as well to just have people contribute and help support the initiatives that we are doing. Moving into order of business to our parliamentarian, seeing none, we're going to move to announcements for the good of the order. Does anyone have anything they'd like to share? Could be celebrations, updated things that are happening to share with the greater body. Yes.
And this year is a little bit different. We didn't do a keynote speaker, but instead brought back a lot of athletic over from previous years in the 80s and 90s. And so it was really kind of interesting, the kind of collaborative effort, because the tables were set up to have a couple of current student athletes, a couple of staff members, and a couple of clubs at each table. And so it was really quite enlightening. And the student athletes really enjoyed it, and it seemed to really have a positive effect on it. So
Love
it
it.
was a really successful event, so we're really excited about that.
That's a great celebration. Let's give you a round of applause. So just highlighting athletics having on February 5th, the National Women and Girls Sports event at USC. And it was just a fabulous time for current and alum to connect, and just athletes connecting together. So it's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else? Announcements? I did get a flyer, and I will share this with you all from Interfaith A to Z. There is an interfaith dialogue that's going to happen on campus next week. And it is for faculty and staff specifically, and then graduate students. And so just wanted to share. I also shared online, so I'll share this online as well. Just an event, but there was a student organization that reached out to Staff Senate PRSSA. They're in a competition and just wanted to get some insight from senators on their experience for volunteering with your time. So that's on Teams. So please check that out as well. Any other announcements? Yes.
Just to let you all know, I've been communicating with Jessica, who is not feeling well. That's why she's not here today, but we'll be sending out the voting link for executive committee probably sometime this afternoon, and everyone has until Friday to respond. So please look for that in your inbox sometime this evening or tomorrow. You are leaving out this room here. Thank you.
And Senator Britt.
Discover Day is put on by the Undergraduate Office of Research. It is on April 25th. They are always looking for reviewers. This is going to be mostly undergraduates, graduates, and postdocs doing presentations on their research. There are also students doing presentations on study abroad or honors college specific classes, or all kinds of different things. So it's not just hard sciences. And so they try to get as many staff and faculty volunteers for reviewers as possible. And I've done it the last 2 years, and it's been really fun. You can sign up for the morning or the afternoon or both, and you get to talk to the students about what they're learning and give them feedback on their presentations. And highly encourage everyone to look into signing up for that.
Thank you for that. It is a really rewarding experience to be a reviewer at Discover USC. So I'm with there. So after we conclude and I bang the gavel, we will take a quick picture as a group up here. And then I will put that in Teams afterwards. But all right, with all the business and announcements concluded, is there a motion to adjourn? Awesome, Senator McCormick. So who said so moved? Okay, Senator Kennard. And with that, our next meeting will be Tuesday, March 11th at 3 p.m. All those in favor to close the meeting? Say aye. All those opposed, say no. Great, the ayes have it. Have a wonderful day. And we'll take a group picture up here. Thank you all.